Hey Cowboys Nation, let's go for another round of news from America's team. Watch until the end so you don't miss any news and sign up to stay tuned for everything that comes out about the Cowboys.
Sad update on Leighton Vander Esch's Cowboys future emerges. The Dallas Cowboys have been quiet to start free agency, but they finally got on the board. On March 13, the Cowboys signed LB Eric Kendricks to help bolster the linebacker core. That was a much-needed move after they had safety Marquise Bell playing at LB during the second half of the season. But this new addition is signaling the end for another player on the defensive end. ESPN released an article on the signing of Kendricks but also said that LB Leighton Vander Esch is expected to retire in the next couple of weeks. Cowboys news. Leighton Vander Esch is expected to retire. Vander Esch has sadly been ravaged by injuries throughout his entire playing career. When he was at Boise State, the 28-year-old suffered a pinched nerve in his neck that caused him to miss 7 games in the 2016 season. Those neck injuries followed him into the NFL. In 2019, Vander Esch had neck surgery to alleviate the nerve issues that forced him to 7 games during that campaign. Things continued to carry over last season. After suiting up in 5 games, Vander Esch was placed on IR after sustaining yet another neck injury in the loss to the San Francisco 49ers. This is a tough situation for the 2018 first-round pick. He is such a disruptive defender when healthy, but he's struggled to stay on the field throughout his career. In 6 seasons, Vander Esch logged 469 total tackles, 3 interceptions, 3.5 sacks, and 13 pass deflections. The loss of Vander Esch will be felt, but the Cowboys own one of the best rosters in the league and have a real shot of reaching Super Bowl 59. They currently have the 7th best odds in the NFL to win the whole thing at plus 1700. Head over to FanDuel Sportsbook. Cowboys predicted to add future star to replace Tony Pollard. In the first few days of the official opening of the NFL offseason, the Dallas Cowboys have been best known for an utter lack of significant activity. They allowed their starting running back, Tony Pollard, to walk in free agency to the Titans, and replaced him with, well, no one. Saquon Barkley went to the rival Eagles, Dallas resident Derrick Henry went to the Ravens, Josh Jacobs went to Green Bay. The Cowboys' lead back currently is Rico Dowdle, a 4th-year player with 96 carries and 385 yards rushing on his career ledger. Of note for the Cowboys is that just about all decent running back free agents are now off the board. They could take a crack at J.K. Dobbins or Clyde Edwards-Helaire, or could even, bring back Ezekiel Elliott after his 1 season with the Patriots. But in all likelihood, the Cowboys will go with Dowdle and address the running back spot with a draft pick. And ESPN mentioned one whom the Cowboys have surely been able to see. Texas running back Jhonathon Brooks, who put together 1,179 yards and 10 touchdowns in 11 games last season before he tore his ACL in November. Cowboys to pick Jhonathon Brooks at number 56? While no running backs are expected to go in the first round, it is likely that there will be a run on backs in round 2 of this year's draft, and the Cowboys have set themselves up as a team that will need to ensure they get one. On Bleacher Report's mock draft, the Cowboys select Brooks with the number 56 overall pick. ESPN's Jordan Reed tabbed the Cowboys to select either Brooks or Trey Benson with their second rounder. Wrote Reed, "The 2023 group lacks a top-tier prospect, but we could see a run at the position in the middle to late parts of day 2. I think the Cowboys, who have not signed a back after Pollard left in free agency, at number 56 could be a starting point for such a run." Florida State's Trey Benson shows great vision, breakaway speed, tackle-breaking ability and pass-catching traits, while Texas's Jhonathon Brooks, coming off a torn ACL, is a smooth runner with great contact balance. They are my top 2 RBs and could be late round 2 picks, and RB1s as rookies. He looked like a future NFL star. It would be quite a turn of events for the Cowboys to turn to a rookie RB1 next season. Around this time last year, the team had Elliott, a potential future Hall of Famer, and Pollard as a counterpunch. They were overloaded with running backs and cut Elliott loose. Now not only is Elliott gone but Pollard, too, and the Cowboys are going young at the running back spot. Brooks is a risk, especially with the injury, but he also made a significant impression in his short time as the Longhorns starter. Derrick Henry reveals why he didn't sign with Cowboys. It looks like we have the answer for why Derrick Henry did not sign with the Dallas Cowboys. Shortly after signing with the Baltimore Ravens, the 30-year-old running back revealed that he didn't sign with the Cowboys because they didn't reach out to him. The four-time Pro Bowler admitted that it would have been a great opportunity considering he stays in the Dallas area during the offseason. Via John Makota of The Athletic, the Cowboys never called at all. That's where I stay in the offseason. I'm kind of on the back end of my career and that's a great organization, said Henry during an interview on Mad Dog Sports Radio. It would have been a great opportunity, but I'm thankful that I ended up here in Baltimore. Henry went into further detail about the Cowboys' lack of interest in him during an appearance on the Shine on Sports podcast. Dallas didn't even, not at all. I don't really know what's going on over there, said Henry during an appearance on the Shine on Sports podcast. Baltimore was showing the most interest and was somewhere that I wanted to be. I'm glad that we got it done, but the Cowboys never called at all. Why Cowboys passed on signing Derrick Henry? The lack of interest from the Cowboys is a bit puzzling considering their need for a starting running back. Tony Pollard signed a deal with the Tennessee Titans at the beginning of free agency, and the interest shown from Henry in signing with Dallas. However, the cost of signing Henry may have played a major role in why the Cowboys never even bothered contacting the veteran back. Despite his advanced age, Henry entered free agency as arguably the top back and the Ravens paid him like one. As he signed a 2-year deal worth $16 million, it could escalate to $20 million, with $9 million guaranteed. Michael Gelkin of the Dallas Morning News mentions that Dallas had a budget to spend for the running back position, as they avoided pursuing Henry. If the Cowboys called Derrick Henry, who has a home in area, would be nothing to discuss but weather and traffic, wrote Gelkin on Thursday, March 14. Team earmarked limited funds for RB position. Signing a top back wasn't viable. Would have been an insult to lowball Henry. Henry is arguably the league's most accomplished running back since entering the league in 2016. He won Offensive Player of the Year in 2020 after becoming the 8th running back in NFL history to surpass 2,000 yards in a single season. He's also led the league in rushing yards twice and rushing touchdowns twice. Cowboys also lose out on 2 veteran backs. Not only did the Cowboys miss out on Henry and all of the top backs, they missed out on the lower-tier backs they did pursue. For example, Dallas targeted Zach Moss early in free agency, only for him to end up signing with the Cincinnati Bengals on a 2-year, $8 million deal. Meanwhile, Dallas lost out on the A.J. Dillon sweepstakes when the running back instead decided to re-up with the Green Bay Packers. With the running back crop thinning out in free agency, the Cowboys will likely be forced to seek their new starting running back through the 2024 NFL Draft.